Okie dokie. It is, cables everywhere. Okay, it is, what is it? October 10th, 2019 on Thursday. I'm leaving Thousand Oaks, going to Woodland Hills. Okay, let's see what's on the video blog, diary entry, whatever, notes. Okay, where are we? Yeah, you say that every time. Okay, we got random notes. Okay, let's see. The top of the notes here are... Yeah. The top of the notes here are micro-analyzing and family micro-analyzing every aspect of my life. Okay, so this probably doesn't have much dialogue behind it because...
In half a mile, turn left onto West Olson Road.
Because it explains itself, right? You're trying to live your life. Your family and friends are analyzing the most minute details of things that no one could care less about. And of course, then they're turning it around on me that, Kevin, you can't see yourself. Okay, well, that's absurd. Okay, nobody follows someone around saying, we're watching everything you do wherever you go, from stranger to stranger, where it's being collected with NSA and data mined and all that, with your family and government, police. Nobody does that. Nobody would do that unless they hated your guts and want you dead. The microanalyzing is things you would never even think of. Well, Corey Bixby asked you to drive her home when you were 16, and you liked the feel of your engine, so you kind of pushed a little on the gas pedal to feel the engine, the rear wheels to the ground. So you harassed Corey Bixby, and you need to be hunted with worldwide support for what you did to Corey Bixby because you're a horrible, evil troll in the bad seat. Okay, well, let's think about that for a second. If that's someone's mentality, you chewed with your mouth open at the dinner table and
Continue on West Olson Road for 1 mile.
Okay, you chewed at the dinner table with your mouth open, so you're provoking me, and you're a horrible, evil troll and need to die because of your crime, your passive-aggressive crime spree of chewing with your mouth open at the table. Or you went on a date and you yawned during the date, so that's rude and that's mean, and you ruined some girl's life because you yawned on a date, right? All these things are the same. All these things have been collected to use against me for 42 years, put in their so-called Brian Longbottom laundry list of things to use against me. And nobody could care. These aren't things that anyone could possibly care about. And people generally don't follow you around saying, you went to a coffee shop and rested your feet up on a chair, so you ruined all of our lives, and we're going to hunt you down with worldwide support with psychological mirroring, or whatever you want to call it. Mirroring or mimicking, or edge of mimics. Edge of tomorrow mimics to Kevin Perlman until he's dead and gone for the crime of driving Corey Bixby home and the ride not being entirely perfect and smooth. Right? Okay? So then comes the next question. Why did Corey Bixby ask me to drive her home at 16 if she was going to hunt me down and eradicate my existence for an imperfect ride? Right? Now, you can take every situation in my entire life for the last 42 years and apply that mathematical equation of we want to rid Kevin Perlman of the world by crying wolf about thing after thing that doesn't matter, and then send women after me going, it's the little things in life, which really doesn't matter. That statement doesn't matter either. I mean, there's no connection between anything unless there's a mass conspiracy of psychopaths trying to get information to use against you, right?
Continue on Sunset Hills Boulevard for half a mile.
Okay, so the point I'm kind of making, which really probably doesn't need much discussion, is that when you have a bunch of psychopaths following you around trying to micromanage you or microanalyze you, like looking at life under a microscope, yeah, if you put up a microscope or a magnifying glass, not a microscope, looking at life under a magnifying glass, if you put a magnifying glass up to my face,
Use the right lane to take the California 23 South ramp.
you're going to look and see all the little pits and hairs and shit like that, and you're going to obsess on things that don't matter, right? So what's the moral of the story? Don't follow someone around with a microscope or a magnifying glass trying to find shit.
To take the California 23 South ramp, then merge onto California 23 South.
Don't follow someone around with a magnifying glass, putting them under a microscope, trying to find shit to use against them and give it to the world. Let the fucker live their lives, right? So if people are following me around from place to place trying to collect things to use against me, that's the original problem since 5 years old. It's not my problem. But then they try to turn it around. Kevin, you can't see yourself. Yeah, bullshit. Right? Okay. So, and then they don't like my jokes. Like, who am I? Right? You ruined our lives for saying, who am I? On Twitter or something. Joking around. Right? All these people play the same moron game as if they're complete moronic idiots with no common sense. Or common sense less than a 5-year-old, right? Okay. Okay, so that's not really much of a big topic unless I talk about specifics, but then I'll be talking for the next 100 years. Let's see. What is our next topic? Is it the judicial system's job to run around with a psychotic family trying to get anything to use against someone and rid them of the world? I guess it's like almost like a yes or no question, right? Is that the judicial system's job? Follow some guy around. We're watching you. We're going to keep provoking you. You better not fuck up. If you spill some soup on the counter at a restaurant, we're going to hunt you down and rid you of the world and lock you in cage in mental institutions. I always thought that we were free people allowed to go out and live our lives, and when we fuck up, then we're arrested for it and you deal with the situation then. But I never thought that it's the police's job to follow someone around since 5 years old saying, I think you're crazy and you don't have the right to live. And then launching worldwide campaigns to eradicate them. And making up lame excuse or fabricating police reports when they can't set me up and things like that. I never thought that the judicial system's job is to ground people from angry parents or whatever for the rest of their lives or whatever, right? Okay, so the judicial system is not to constantly follow someone around trying to get dirt on them, because that's that would be called a 42-year personal vendetta, right? That's what that's called. It's not, has nothing to do with law and order. If a cop's following me, you went 56, or wait, you went 66 instead of 65 on the freeway, so today we're going to arrest you and billy club your skull in. That's not the judicial system's job. The judicial system's job is not to be paid off to hunt down and thug and terrorize people. The judicial system's job is to keep the peace and law and order. And if people are paying off the police to hunt down and kill or eradicate people they don't like, that has nothing to do with law and order. That has to do with people with badges involved in crime sprees. Okay. Now, the judicial system's never going to want to admit that. They're going to want to try to make me look like a bad person and a horrible monster. Hence, them trying to have Rody Morales at 29 plant trash bags full of marijuana, try to get that in my house. And when I walked away from Rody Morales trying to get like murder confessions and weird things like this that don't make any sense. And then working some weird sad and lonely crime angle. I mean, what the fuck? Hey, you committed the sad and lonely crime. We're going to hunt you down and kill you with worldwide support. Okay, well then maybe I should only ask out married women, right? Doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, because nobody cares about things like this. All the things I've been accused of are like, you farted, you blinked, you're sad, you're lonely, you said people are stupid even though I didn't. I mean, did I miss something here? If I were to say that all people are stupid, would anyone give a flying fuck? No, even though I never said it, and that came from Tom Farley's lies. But even if I did say it, who the fuck would care? But yet, they disseminate these things worldwide. You say mean things, you committed the mean thing crime. Say mean thing crime. Okay, well that doesn't make any sense. So what's it really about? Because people don't walk around saying you said the mean thing, you committed the you said mean thing crime. Okay, so back to the micro analyzing or micro collecting, trying to get dirt on any level known to man since 5 years old, to try to lock me in mental institutions, make me look crazy, make it look like I think differently, make it look like I don't belong in society. Now, my own father said, you think differently. I didn't know what he meant back then, but yeah, I do think differently when it comes to psychotic murderers or control freaks who abuse power and try to rid me of the world, because I'm open and honest and caring and accepting. So, yeah, if you're dealing with someone like me who fits the norm, then I do think differently than psychotic murderers with 42-year obsessions and agendas to rid me of the world for things like buying a fucking yo-yo in college. Okay? Things that don't make any sense. Okay, because I yo'd too many times. Okay, so, I know, it's absurd. Okay, so, where are we? Are people normally quoted, are people normally hunted for quoting movie lines? No, nobody fucking cares. People quote movie lines all the time, so why is everyone angry at me? Well, Kevin, you said alrighty then on Twitter, joking around. So? Oh, Kevin's fucking with us. He's pretending he's crazy. How am I fucking with you and pretending I'm crazy? I'm just joking around and quoting movie lines. Also, on that note, with my 10 Twitter followers, how am I wronging the world by quoting movie lines? Example, if I'm talking to 30 IRC people back in the mid-90s, or I'm talking to 10 Twitter followers, and I quote a movie line, and it instantly goes worldwide, don't you think the real question is how is my private information instantly going worldwide? If I'm talking to 30 IRC people, how's that going worldwide? Well, it's not going worldwide by me. It's going worldwide by someone that wants me dead and gone and is investing lots of money to try to collect, twist and contort, take things out of context, defame me and give it out worldwide on highly illegal operations. I can guarantee you I've done nothing different than anyone else. Someone just doesn't want me using the internet, meeting people, making money, going out and living my life. Okay, so they're taking everything out of context, which is perfectly normal. So, hunted for quoting movie lines, nobody gives a flying fuck. So why are these people really mad? I can't tell you, because people don't give a shit if you quote a movie line. And I've had all sorts of weird shit. Well, Kevin, you're a plagiarist because you're quoting movie lines. Well, that's not what a plagiarist is. If you quote a movie line, first of all, if an actor gets paid $100 million to make a movie, and people walk around quoting the lines because they're catchy, that's not plagiarism. Plagiarism is like if you were writing a thesis and you're copying excerpts out of someone else's research and things like that. Okay, so quoting movie lines? I don't think so. So what are they really mad about? Once again, the same thing that Corey Bixby was mad about after asking me to drive her home. Maybe she wanted me to ask her out and I didn't, so then I need to be hunted and killed by worldwide support. But, you know, even though I kind of had like a crush on Corey Bixby, I was pretty fucking shy and like socially, like with the women. I wasn't really shy with men, but with the women. But is that a crime? I mean, hey, some shy guy doesn't ask you out, so now you have to hunt him and kill him with worldwide support. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. So, once again, the micro-analyzing, right? Now, why are no questions ever asked in my life about anything? Just, you're a bad person, you need to die. Well, that is a very important question. Why I'm not even allowed to say you have an issue or a concern or an insecurity, just ask, and people get mad. Oh, what? You want me to ask you questions? No, I don't have to ask you questions. You're a horrible monster. You need to die. Okay, well, if you have communication issues, that's not my fucking problem, because I don't know what some other person's thinking. I'm not psychic. I can't read the thoughts in your mind. So if someone's upset about something, how the fuck am I supposed to know? Unless they're coming after me with a fucking crowbar or something, and that seems to be the case. And then I'm told I'm not allowed to defend myself. Or I'm told I'm not allowed to defend myself by even saying, are you angry? Are you upset? Okay, so you get the idea. Everything that's going on is strategic to sort of try to shut me down and eradicate me since a young child. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I say, just ask. Doesn't matter if I say, are you upset? It doesn't matter if I don't know that you're upset. It doesn't matter if you feel wronged. It doesn't matter if I walk into a public place of strangers and they feel uncomfortable around me, which they shouldn't unless someone's disseminating lies and bullshit worldwide, which they are. Okay, so back to the defamation, slander, libel, destroying my life, destroying my name with clear criminal intent to hurt, harm, maim, eradicate, lock me away, try to force me into mental institutions. Back to my brother basically threatening me at 16 that he and his friends are going to put me in a mental institution. Okay. There's no place in society for Kevin Perlman because he's agoraphobic. He can't take care of himself. Tactic. Okay. I think this is a pretty important one. What is the reasoning that all these people are trying to stop me from going out of my house and living my life and being the fun, giving, caring, open-minded, friendly guy who's social and outgoing, has great business ideas to make money, or sometimes they're very open source-like or Facebook-like business models where you make the money on the back end, whatever, it doesn't matter. Why are people mad about that? Hell, I got my reefjunkies.org website, which was sabotaged. I was doing the adult sites were all sabotaged. My erotic ranch system, which was sabotaged. Tweet Studio, which no, there was no stealing of names. There was actually like an add-on for Twitter, actually helps Twitter, which Facebook kind of mimicked. What were the other? There was a whole bunch. EasyDesk, Thin Client Solutions we were working on. There's probably a good 40 other website projects I was working on. Why would anyone be mad about that? Why is Kevin committing a crime for going out and creating innovative business ideas? He's out being social. He's inviting everyone into his life. I want to make money. I want you to make money. I want everyone to make money. I don't want to be greedy about making money. You got these crazy people running around. Oh, Kevin, you only want to do things big and this, the weirdest shit, right? Just pulling shit out of their ass. Now, I'm not going to say there's not drama or gossip or the people that don't want to get off their ass and do something with their life, always talking, bad-mouthing people. Because, yeah, you have that. But how is this instantly going worldwide and every single person? Not one person open-minded about it, or that's not the right way of saying it. lies are disseminated worldwide. I have a planet full of people that want to kill me based on information that shouldn't go worldwide. It should just be within local groups, but it is, and there's no middle ground. Not one person is saying, you have some great ideas, I'm on your side and I want to make money or associate, or I want this, or that's just a really good idea. It's all pure negative to try to torture me to death and lock me away, which doesn't make any sense, and nobody wants to admit they know me to try to make me look crazy. Hence, what is their reasoning? Their reasoning is to try to make me look crazy, scare me from ever coming out of my house, somehow make me go on the run or something. And they go, that guy's crazy because he's agoraphobic, doesn't leave his house, doesn't talk to people, this and that. But yet, here I am. I'm out being social, I'm doing different things. There's a lot of angry people about that. Why? Why would you be angry if someone's out living their lives? Well, the judicial system's trying to claim that I'm a public nuisance to cover up what they're doing. That's obvious. But if anyone is the public nuisance, it's who the judicial system is paying off to do these things in my life. And I'm the good guy, the good friendly guy, just welcoming everyone in my life. Now they're going to jump to the next thing. Well, Kevin doesn't relate to people. Kevin's crazy. There's no place in society for him. So we want to remove him from society. Wait, can't you motherfuckers be honest for once in your life? I mean, isn't the judicial system about being honest and good people and bad people, and good people are supposed to have lives and go out and live their lives and being free and having those constitutional freedoms and rights to go out and live your life? And if some angry cop is having a bad day, follows you for 42 years, that's the motherfucker anyone's supposed to be concerned about? The angry cop following some five-year-old for 42 years of being paid off, saying, you're my slave and you do whatever we tell you, or the same thing Adolf Hitler did, right? Because last I checked, up until 29, I had my own company. I'm coming out of University of Colorado, and yet people are mad at me worldwide, nitpicking the classes I took in college for general education. Okay, does that sound strange to you? I had one guy today in the Thousand Oaks Mall who looked like he was about 21.
In 2 miles, take the exit on the right.
Mad at me. He was mad at me because at Southern Oregon State College, one of the general requirements, or not requirements, but okay, anyone that's gone to college knows that you fulfill a bunch of general courses. You just pick from a list of courses and you take the classes to fulfill these requirements. It's not part of your major. Okay? Well, one of those courses at Southern Oregon State College was a criminology class, where apparently they were really mad at me for taking. Why? I didn't put the class in the college curriculum. I just went down a list. Oh, I'll take that one. Oh, well, Kevin, you took a criminology class, one single class, so you're a schizo who thinks he's a cop. So now we're going to hunt you down. Wait. I simply went down a list of general courses and selected random courses to fulfill requirements, non-major courses, which you have to do, and yet there's a worldwide groups mad at me for taking one single criminology class in the general requirements for college. Does that not make any sense? I didn't major in criminology. As a matter of fact, I don't even think there is a college criminology program, which now makes me think, why was this in there? But it's not the type of thing that anyone gives a shit about, right? That's the point. How do they have the information? Why are they mad about it? It's not anything that anyone cares about. Doesn't make any sense, but it all comes back to the same question of why is this information being given out to the entire planet? To try to make me look crazy. Okay, let's go. What's on the next part of the list? Now, by talking and saying how it is, everyone's mad at me. They want to get any dirt to use against me, to lock me away for simply stating the truth about my life. How dare I? But they're allowed to tell the world every lie known to man on an hourly basis. Okay. And I'm supposedly controlling when there's a worldwide campaign to bury me for no reason, and I'm stating you've been lied to and this is the truth. Well, I've never heard of anything like that. I've never heard of a situation where someone's allowed to blast every thousands and thousands of lies, riling up a mass kill operation or mobbing to death since 5 years old, and that's not wrong, but it's telling the world you've been lied to and this is the truth is somehow wrong. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so where are we here? Okay. So that's that there's no place. We don't want Kevin in society, but I can assure you it's not because I think differently. It's not because I don't get along with people. I get along with fuckers great, provided they're not angry and lashing out at rage in me and trying to rid me of the freaking world and then try to turn it around. Or following me around in mass groups trying to make me look crazy and mentally ill, especially for stopping my brother from bashing Gregoire's head in with a crowbar. It's nothing. I can't imagine people who would support my brother and Gregoire on these activities of just one of thousands of things like that. Okay, so the turn on you cover up tactic when... Oh! I called it the turn on you cover up tactic. I don't know. Okay, so this happens over and over. Someone comes in my life. Kevin, I think you're crazy. What are you talking about? Here, I'll show you. I'll prove it to you. Blah, blah, blah. And then they go, oh, shit. He just proved it to me. And then they turn on me and they try to cover it up and try to set me up or do this or do that. A good example was a guy named Rick Armando sent after me by a psychiatrist named Alex Lazar out in Encino by the Encino Starbucks, who was also, by the way, trying to make my studio photography look fraudulent. Okay, what kind of psychiatrist spends his time trying to make you look like a fraud when you get into studio photography with Aubrey Fisher and some Yankee Doodle's Heather girl and many more following me? I thought that's kind of out of the scope of psychiatry. Okay, so Rick Armando, I want to see what you're talking about. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh shit, I see it. Now I don't want to go to the police with you. Now I don't want to help you. Now I want to silence you. Now you don't talk. Right? So they come in your life. You show them what's going on. You prove to them what's going on. Then they try to come after you, trying to cover it up. So that's kind of this endless, we're going to try to cover up what we're doing. I'm going to come in. I'm going to pose to be your friend. And the minute I show them and prove to them what's going on, they get angry because they didn't think that I could prove it to them with logic, facts, specific details about my life, like talking about my PE and English teacher in 10th grade, Mr. Quigley telling me to punch Paul Schaefer to try to make me look like a violent, paranoid schizo and things like that, right? Okay? So you get the idea that all these people are kind of conspiring together, and it's you don't talk or we eradicate you, but while we're trying to eradicate you since a young child, but nowhere is my eradication wrong, okay? Nowhere is, Kevin, you're a really good guy and you have constitutional rights and protections and people following you around trying to eradicate you with every resource on the planet, wrong, okay? That's the problem. That's always been the problem with people babbling weird shit that they want me to have a normal life. Well, I'm not the guy doing this to my life. These people are worldwide, which must start from my family with their psychology degrees and their micromanagement or microanalyzing, because when I talk to my family, The only thing they're concerned about is stupid things that don't matter, but they're never concerned about things that matter. Anything important, and they can't seem to understand right from wrong, which is very fucking strange. So all the people, they don't understand that all the people sent after me, like Paul Humphrey, Tom Farley, Mike Huntley, are the ones doing something wrong. They're obsessed murderers, and they're following me around, trying to eradicate my existence, but they're not doing anything wrong. Why? Well, because we threw some label on Kevin. Well, what is a label? A label is just an empty word. It means nothing. Okay? So, now we have a family sitting there. I want to put duct tape on your mouth, and I never want you to tell anyone anything, and I don't want you to have a good life, and I'm not going to say what's being done in your life is wrong. We have just everyone known to man working on me, and not one person going, this is wrong. Okay, so let's see, where am I? Okay, I made it back to Woodland Hills, so, but I have a lot to talk about, so, let's see. The turn on you tactic. Cover up tactic when you can prove things. I'm in control, I want your money. I've seen a lot of this. Okay, so people will come into my life. I don't know you. I'm going to work on you with the mental illness tactics. Give me all your money. I don't want to provide the goods or services. I don't want to provide the goods or services that you paid for. Now I want to try to make you look crazy with these packaged, systematic terror tactics with 100,000 people doing whatever, things in threes or whatever, trying to get angry reactions. Then they want to go, Kevin's crazy, and you didn't pay me, and you're a criminal, or you're this or that, right? Coming after me, right? Now all I simply did was hire someone for a job, and all I have to do is the simple job, and most of these jobs that I hire people for are pretty fucking simple to begin with, right? They're not the type of things. These people aren't making $100 million off me. They might be making $15 off me, and they still work on me with these tactics, right? It might even be a simple SQL query update or something, okay? So what's this really about if it's going from person to person? It's about a judicial eradication since 5 years old with the psychology community. Okay. Why is it every place I go to in the world, I'm attacked, told I'm a public nuisance, and need to be hunted by the police, and every person on the planet, on a planetary scale, with them? Okay, that's the big question, right? You fly to Wisconsin, you sit there in a coffee shop, 100 to 1,000 people come in provoking you. They're all working with the government and psychology community going, Kevin's crazy and imagining things. Maybe you hand them a card going, look, this is the truth. They get angrier. Okay, that is not normal human behavior. Okay, people don't hunt you down and kill you with worldwide support. You go, look, here's the truth, and they get angry. You don't talk or we kill you. Okay, now how many threats and death threats and people threatening my life do I have on video alone? You better accept what's going on or it's going to get a lot worse for you. It is what it is. Mike Huntley, have a good life now in anger, letting me know that he's hunting me down since a young child with my brother and his friends to have me killed or eradicated. No relaxing for you, nigger. You had better not talk. This isn't one crazy nut job. This is a mass worldwide conspiracy. Okay? And it's been escalating since 5 years old. Okay, so let's see. That's not normal human behavior. Normal human behavior is, well, if I was told this, what the fuck is going on? Well, let me show you. Holy shit, they're fucking liars. Okay. So then they try to cover it up. Nothing's happening. Kevin's imagining it. Kevin's crazy. Okay. And they try to cover up that Kevin's a public nuisance for me finding out that they literally built a worldwide kill operation or eradication operation to try to lock me in jails and mental institutions for every single thing that nobody could care less about. When you're 5, you farted. When you're 10, when you're 16, you ate steaks out of your daddy's freezer. So your daddy wants to have you hunted and eradicated. Some girl was sent after you 30 years ago named Jen Hess, working with the police to rid you of the world, and you found out she was married, so you ruined her life, and you're a homewrecker while she's running around with a gun, working with the police and government, and who knows, trying to end my existence, that the cops don't want me talking about. Let's see. All the people working with him at strip clubs, and Rody Morales working with LAPD to try to plant guns and marijuana or what else on me. Right, just trying to find anything known to man since a young child. Okay, okay, so that's each and every location I go to. There's a mass public nuisance against me, but I'm a public nuisance for sitting there and watching mass groups hunt me down to try to kill me. Right? Doesn't make any sense, but the judicial system has been paid off since a young age to hunt me down and eradicate me, trying to make me look crazy, lock me in jail cells or mental institutions. They don't want me going out in society and showing that I can live my life, that I'm not the problem. They're angry about all that. Okay, and they're trying to make it look like I can't take care of myself to try to lock me in mental institutions, to try to make it look like I'm not fit for society, right? Okay. Kevin thinks he is in a TV show or Truman Show. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so remember, at a young age, my family's trying to make it look like I conform to media. My family's trying to make it look like I conform to media. And they'll take anything I say to use it against me. So if I use like parallels or analogies, yeah, you know, my life's kind of like an evil version of the Truman Show, because everywhere I go, people know me and they're in anger and rage and want to remove me from society. Oh, well, Kevin's a schizo because he said that. Okay, well, using analogies, using movies or situations as analogies to convey or explain situations to someone who can't comprehend something that's simple, or is a lying piece of shit that wants to cover up what they're involved in, which most of the time is the case. Using movie references or analogies or parallels or tangents to explain, to try to get them to understand the simple concept of people conspiring together to hurt, harm, maim, kill, or do horrible things to you. And then say, oh, the guy's crazy because he said his life's like the Truman Show. Okay, well, what they're doing is they're doing what they've always done, and that's taking the situation out of context and to use it against me. Okay, so if I unload a 1,000-word paragraph on you and you take 4 words out of that, then it's called taking it out of context, because you've totally negated or curved from the entire conversation into what you want it to look like. And that's what's always been kind of done in my life since a young child. These people are told to strategically and angularly take what I say, twist it and contort it, and give it out to the entire planet on these government propaganda systems across the internet built around me in 1994 that my brother wanted me. My brother wanted me to show me the internet so bad when there were basic level government systems and telnet sessions. Okay, so where are we here? Kevin is supposedly controlling. I mean, give me a fucking break. First of all, even if I was controlling, there's no such thing as a worldwide kill operation with it. You're controlling crime, okay? But yet every one of my actions and behaviors for 47 years has shown I'm the opposite of controlling, and I'm open-minded and accepting and willing to listen, and yet the judicial system's running around fabricating all this paperwork and turning things around on me. Each and every fucking thing. John Paul Nerano hits me 7 times in the back of that, starting with the first one in the back of the head. I call the cops. They're trying to turn around on me. Baylor Bernard follows me home from the park. Assault and batteries me. Clear and fucking obvious. Didn't see or whoever it's paying a division reverses the report. But blatantly fucking obvious. The guy followed me fucking home from the park, assault and battering me. There is no argument at all. I can go through like 100,000 of these things. Oh, back to Tom Farley and the out of context putting words in my mouth with intent, clear and obvious intent to try to make me look crazy. 8 years old, Tom Farley claims that I supposedly saw an alien in his bathroom. Okay, you get the idea? I, at no point, ever stated I saw an alien in Tom Farley's bathroom. I remember him saying, "Hey Kevin, look, an alien," and he was pointing to some warped light on the bathroom glass. I didn't say one fucking word. Okay, you get the idea? Yet this goes worldwide that I'm crazy and said I saw an alien. Kind of like the movie Phenomenon or something, right? Okay, do you understand? If Tom Farley's making up these lies, defaming my name, and it's instantly going worldwide, and Kevin's crazy, and we need to remove him from society because he's crazy and he's not well grounded, well, there's criminal intent behind that. Okay? Tom Farley is not gossiping to a few of his friends here. Okay? Tom Farley is working on internet-based worldwide terror, torture, eradication systems with clear and obvious premeditation, motive, execution, and intent to spew out blatant fucking lies to an entire planet, and then I'm told, you don't fucking talk. You don't tell anyone that we did this to your life. Okay, if that isn't a crime, I don't know what is. And what's scarier, LAPD fucking knows it, and they don't think it's wrong. In other words, LAPD, the government, psychology community, were paid off to do these things in my life, all to force me into a mental institution. Why? Well, I believe the words you're looking for is hate, rage, obsession, intolerant of people that could be different. Same thing, slave owners, Adolf Hitler, no different. Okay? That's my crime. I could be a little different. I could possibly be a little different. But wait, do I have 4 arms and 4 legs and am I and things and am I eating people? No, of course not. So this magnitude of different is minuscule. Nobody could normally give a flying fuck, right? Okay. Oh, well, Kevin's too shy to ask out at women, so he's backwards, so he needs to be hunted and killed, or locked in a cage, or a mental institution. Well, that doesn't make fucking sense. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and it's not about anything but someone's hate. Okay. Where are we? Kevin thinks he's in a TV show. I kind of went through that. Yeah, right, whatever. That's pure desperation from the Kevin Hater, Worldwide Kevin Hater Club, and his kind needs to die. Groupies, which I'm imagining. Okay, where are we here? What is therapy? I think I had a topic here, like what is therapy? Who is allowed to define what therapy is and who you are supposed to be? Does that make sense? Howard Stern, I don't like your show. You're a public nuisance. So you need to get therapy and change, or we're going to lock you in a mental institution. Right? You understand where I'm coming from? Why can't Howard Stern be who he wants to be? And how is he hurting anyone? Better yet, what if some girl wants to become a nun? That's her fucking prerogative, right? Isn't it a girl that wants to become a nun or wear goth or punk rock? I don't care. Isn't that her prerogative? What if someone walked up to this girl that became a nun and said, you need to change your ways and you need to get therapy and you need to change your ways, you need to get therapy because being a nun is wrong, and if you don't, we're going to throw you in jail or mental institutions, but you have a chance to get therapy, and now we're going to dictate the therapist, right? Now we're going to dictate the therapist's how she does therapy, because the therapist not only going to dictate who you have to be, but we're going to dictate how your therapist has to be, because she's not doing her job correctly, because she hasn't changed you into who we want you to be. And we don't want you to be a nun, or we don't want you to do stand-up comedy, or we don't want you to do the Howard Stern show, or we don't want you to be a car mechanic. And the therapist is committing a crime because her therapy isn't successful because you're still doing the Howard Stern show, or you converted to be a nun, or you're a car mechanic, or you're an accountant, and we don't approve of you being an accountant, and we don't approve of your therapist because she hasn't changed you from being an accountant to what we want you to do in life. So now we gotta lock you in a mental institution because your accounting is a public nuisance because we don't like you. Right? That's an equivalent argument to my life. There's nothing I've done wrong. I turned 16, I built cars. How am I a public nuisance? Well, because I don't like you building cars. I played pool. You're a public nuisance. How are you a public nuisance? Because I don't like you playing pool. I built adult websites. You're a public nuisance. How am I a public nuisance? Because I don't want you building adult websites. I built the Erotic Ranch database adult web system, or started to. 1.5 test people. Well, you need to change your ways because you're a public nuisance for building an adult website, adult web system. You need to change your ways. Go to coffee shops. I don't want you at coffee shops. You're a public nuisance. Why am I a public nuisance? Because I don't want you at coffee shops. What else? Go to Southern Oregon State College. You're a public nuisance. Why am I a public nuisance? Because I don't want you going to Southern Oregon State College. Go to University of Colorado. You're a public nuisance. Why am I a public nuisance? Because I don't want you going to University of Colorado. Photography classes at University of Colorado. You're a public nuisance. Why am I a public nuisance? Because I don't want you getting into photography. Studio photography. You're a public nuisance. Why am I a public nuisance? Because I don't want you getting into studio photography. Okay, you see a fucked up pattern of demented, we're going to hunt down and eradicate your kind for absolutely no fucking reason at all. And if you go out and try to live your life, you're ruining everyone else's life because you're a public nuisance. Because somehow, if I create cool photography or cool 3D animation, I'm an out-of-control monster and a public nuisance because you don't like my artwork. Or you don't like that I'm a good pool player. Or you don't like... You're jealous of me getting into photography. I can't answer the question because it just goes from one thing to the next since 5 years old, how my kind isn't allowed to exist, and we're going to invest every resource known to man to eradicate my existence, try to stop you from focusing, and then say you don't have the ability to focus, and you need to be put in a mental institution. They all come down to the same thing at 5 years old, government flagging, and extermination operations. Okay, so let's see. Where are we? Why am I not allowed to talk about things people have done to me? Especially the therapists, where I get all sorts of threats and death threats. Why am I not allowed to talk about these things? And everything going on since 5 years old to now, 42 years, I'm not allowed to tell therapists. I'm not allowed to tell any of the public who has been lied to for 42 years worldwide. Why am I not allowed to tell anyone? I've never heard anything like that. I mean, I thought you're supposed to tell people, aren't you? Like, if some girl's raped, isn't she supposed to tell someone that I'm raped? And isn't she supposed to be allowed to go to the police and say I'm raped without the police saying you don't talk or we kill you and things like that? Or make up lies, you're crazy? Okay, so all the things that I'm talking about that I didn't even realize were really going on until way after 29, why would I not be allowed to tell anyone? Well, I have people like, no offense to you, Mom, but saying, Kevin, don't play the victim. Well, I am the victim. I mean, there's a worldwide campaign for 42 years now to lock me in cages and mental institutions and try to make me look crazy, and I turn 29 and I find out, and so just suck it up and die or be rid of the world, right? You understand what I'm saying? You can't sit there and pretend a situation doesn't exist when it does. And then for those people to follow you around every day saying you don't tell anyone, or we're going to try to make you look crazy and lock you in a mental institution, okay? And a lot of these people are paid off in the judicial system. That's a problem. It's a problem with my life. It's a problem with my health. It's a problem with my freedoms. Eventually, if they keep coming after me, they might get what they want. And then you have a father with Mike Huntley telling you weird things that you're not allowed to defend yourself, even verbally, even the First Amendment, freedom of speech. We're going to slap duct tape on your mouth and try to get reactions from you. And if we can't get reactions from you, we're going to falsify police reports and things like that. Okay? Think about that. Someone wants me dead and gone. They've managed to launch a worldwide conspiracy. And they will do anything to try to silence me, eradicate me, and their motive seems to be to force me into mental institutions, just like the Sean Dinsey paperwork. How do we force people into mental institutions? Well, that's kind of not a nice thing to do. You know, if you're sitting there and you start your own company and you're trying to make money and out living your life and being social. You've just come out of college, and a bunch of police officers you find out have been hunting you down since 5 years old with a certain sect of the psychology community and government, and we're going to lock you in cages and mental institutions for the crime of we just don't like you because you don't fit in some kind of categorized label of how people should be or something like that. I mean, I don't even fucking know. That's completely fucking unacceptable. Okay? And when I deal with people every day, like, you're a dead man because you went out and tried to do something with your life, and you were a really good fucking person and kind, generous, giving, caring, friendly, went out of your way for people. Oh, well, people don't go out of their way for people. Those people need to be hunted and killed. Okay, that's the stupidest motherfucking thing I've ever heard. I guarantee you. I guarantee that all these people worldwide that tell me all this stupid disinformation bullshit, when they walk away from me, they're a completely opposite person with their friends and family than the bullshit, the disinformation and bullshit that they spew out to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Kevin, it's not okay to give a homeless guy food. People don't do that. And then they're going to go out and they give some homeless guy some food, right? Or, Kevin, it's not okay to break up with a girl you've been dating for 6 months because you'll hurt her and you've committed a crime, and then the girl they've been dating for 2 years, they'll break up with because it's not about anything but relationships working out, and if it doesn't fucking work out, you walk away. You don't tell someone you're committing a crime by walking away from a situation and weird shit like that. Disinformation. Okay, so you get the idea. You get the idea that everything they're doing and saying to me is disinformation. Then they're going to turn around and be the hypocritical self and go do exactly what they say was wrong because they know what the bullshit they're telling me isn't true. Okay? If you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so let's see what's next on the list here. Where am I? Why am I not allowed to talk about things? Why am I not allowed to tell people to leave me alone or walk away from them or they will hunt me down even more? That's a good question. I mean, it's been like 4 years or something since I was even around my father's office where he reeled me in for 14 years to eradicate my existence. And before that, it was Mike Huntley for 6 years working with my father. Why am I not allowed to walk away from these people? Or better yet, if I walk away from them, why do they play some game like example, I found out Aubrey Fisher was sent after me by the LAPD to end my existence. So I distanced myself from her. Okay, so I found out Aubrey Fisher was sent after me to eradicate me. I distanced myself from her. Aubrey Fisher lived in Sherman Oaks, and she moved to Venice, working with Venice the stripper and all sorts of freaky schizo messages with the LAPD to try to set me up, make it look like I was stalking Jen Hess and 100 million other similar things across 42 years with huge groups of people. Right? So I walk away from Aubrey Fisher, but then they play this game. Well, if you ever go to Sherman Oaks or Venice or Santa Monica or anywhere in California or Nevada or Nebraska, Wisconsin, Florida, Maine, Mexico, Bahamas, Virgin Islands, you're stalking Aubrey Fisher. you won't leave her alone. Okay, does that make any fucking sense? Of course not. Because none of this is about anything but locking a 5-year-old in a mental institution out of someone's hate and rage. Okay, so Aubrey Fisher, I just let the piece of shit in my life. She was sent after me. She was probably even fucking paid off with a shitload of money. Mike Huntley, I let the piece of shit in my life. Tom Farley, I let the piece of shit in my life. Mike Wexler, I get Jason Baum, Mike Wexler, people sent after me by my brother's friends. Mike Huntley sent after me. I walked away from all these people. Paul Humphrey walked away from him. I can name 100,000 fucking people. Skylar, Stephanie on IRC sent after me by the police, telling me they're gonna skull fuck me to death and kill me, with their little speeches about, if I want to be Stephanie's friend, she's going to treat me like shit, and I walked away from her. So I committed a crime by walking away from some fucking piece of shit, working with the police and government to have me fucking eradicated by saying, never talk to me, never fucking call me, never do this, after she tells me, if you want me to be your friend, I'm going to I'm going to treat you like shit. Wait a minute. This girl has been given a license to try to lock me into her life, working with the police on all sorts of freaky setup and frame job operation attempts, and I'm the bad guy for walking away for her and all the other thousands of people sent after me like her? You gotta be fucking crazy, right? Okay, so what is it really about? It's about eradication. Okay, now you're gonna say, well, Kevin, aren't those your private relationships? Okay, you meet a girl, she tells you you're her slave, and if you don't do it, what she tells you, she's gonna skull fuck you with the police and government and kill you, so you walk away. It wasn't directly put that way, but you notice the abusive behaviors, so you walk away, and then the government and police, or my point is, aren't those private situations, right? I met a girl, we went out on some dates, it didn't work out. Why does the world need to be told that I ruined her life? Why is the world told that I ruined some girl's life because the dates didn't work out? And maybe we only went out on 2 of them. Right? Okay, sounds strange to you? Like, you had better date this person or else, or we're going to kill you or lock you away, torture you, or lock you in mental institutions? Correct? Okay. So, that doesn't make sense. That's, you do what we say or we kill you or eradicate you. You date this girl or we kill you. The same things Adriana Oliveras was doing to me when my father kind of sent her into my life, trying to force her on me. I wasn't interested. She showed abusive behaviors. I distanced myself. I kind of let her hang around as a friend. And then I find out, because I didn't do what I was told, even though I was never even told anything directly, it was kind of hinted, you better do this or else, look what's going on. Worldwide extermination groups, and you don't talk or we kill you. And she had plenty of little death threats and having me watch movies to try to threaten me about putting people in mental institutions and things like that as well. Or when she was working on me with some of her weird angles with the movie Vanilla Sky or whatever with Tom Cruise. Whatever. They're all little threats and weird things that you do what we tell you or else, and or else means we're going to exterminate you. Okay. And the police are somehow paid off to do this. Okay, why am I not allowed to tell people to leave me alone? Okay, so that was a why am I not allowed to walk away from people or tell them to leave me alone? Because according to Ronald Barry Perlman, I don't have the First Amendment freedom of speech to defend myself and say I don't want anything to do with you. Okay, I am coping with this. Where was I here? Okay. Okay. Let's see. I am coping with the unheard of murder, or they just don't want by speaking out and posting. I don't even know what I was trying to write there. I was writing something about... I'm getting weird threats from lawyers like, you need to learn how to cope with us hunting you and stalking you and trying to lock you into mental institutions and cages. Now, I don't understand what the coping is. It's like, what am I exactly supposed to be coping with? Okay, I'm 29. I'm out living my life. I'm sitting in my office at Signet East Services. I've gotten out of college. I find out people like Rody Morales are sent after me to try to plant trash bags full of marijuana in my house, trying to make me look like drug dealers. Tom Farley's working on me. 4 people taking me to the strip clubs in different states, working on... I'm supposedly stalking strippers or weird things like this.
Don't care about that.
What else? I mean, there's so many things like this, right? Just one person sequentially after the next. What else? Rody Morales. There's so many. But anyways, the point is, they're sending one person sequentially after me, after the next, to lock me away in jail cells or mental institutions. Right? There's no reason. We just don't like you. You know too much information. We're going to rid you of the world. There's worldwide groups stalking and trying to make me mentally ill. Why? You're not allowed to tell anyone. Why? You're not allowed to tell anyone. Why? I know I repeated that. Now I committed the 2 crimes. And we're going to hunt you down no matter what it takes with worldwide support, eradicate your existence for no reason at all. We're not going to tell you what it's about. We're going to try to make you look crazy. We're going to try to make you look like a violent paranoid schizo. We're going to try to make you look bipolar. You're not allowed to talk about your life. You're not allowed to do video blogs like this because you're ruining all our lives. You're not allowed to put up websites stating you've been lied to and here's the facts. Sound a little strange to you? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Because there is no such thing. Okay, now if someone's saying we're going to try to control you by shoving a cattle prod up your ass every 5 minutes, and you need to learn to cope with that, well, nobody's going to fucking tell you they can cope with that, or it's even possible. Okay, so why would someone want to torture and kill me since 5 years old, or try to make it look like I'm crazy to lock me away, or try to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo? And anyone that's honest and knows me is going to be like the guy's fucking opposite of crazy. Or remember, it doesn't even matter if you're crazy. It's not a crime to be crazy. It's only a crime to commit a crime. Okay? And I even said that to someone and they changed up. You're an asshole. Oh wait, now it skips to I'm an asshole. Well, I don't know the fucking guy, so how am I an asshole? Right? If some stranger walks up and says I'm an asshole, he's being fed information. And if this happens at every place in the world, they're being fed information. Okay, and once again, there's no such thing as the asshole crime. Oh, well, you know, you committed in 1977, you committed the asshole crime, so we have a worldwide campaign to eradicate you. Make sense? No, of course not. So what is it about? Well, it's about government flagging with the psychology community to lock me away since 5 years old based on a father that hates his child and didn't get what he wanted, or family, or whatever. And then they're going to run out saying we want you to have a normal life. But wait, if you want me to have a normal life, you're going to let me go out and live my fucking life and be social and meet people and have friends and make money, and not run around saying you think differently and you better do what we fucking tell you, or things like this, right? Okay, so anything that comes out of these people's mouths is the opposite of the truth, and they're skating this way and they're skating that way, but at no point are they talking about or addressing the actual situation, which is someone's angry at me since 5 years old, and they will say or do whatever it takes to eradicate my existence. That is it. Okay, I think that's it on the notes. Okay, what am I going to tell people? Leave me alone. I am coping with the... So that's pretty much it for now. I kind of rattled this off quickly. It was a short drive from Thousand Oaks to Woodland Hills. Just note, as I got back to Woodland Hills, I'm watching tons of people come out of their houses trying to provoke me with the patterns. People in matching shirts all coming out around my place where I live. Tons of groups coming to the park, waiting with the lights on. They might make up some lame excuse. Well, Kevin has this light in his car here, so he's making us do it. Well, I'm not making anyone do anything. If they're obsessed, if they're 42-year obsessed hate rage, Kevin hate Jew haters, or his kind haters, or whatever you want to classify these psychotic murderers as, I'm not making any fucker do anything. I'm out living my life, and someone's really fucking mad about that, just like my father and family locking Maggie in the cage and saying we don't want Maggie to get out of the cage, or my father putting these shock collars on Rhoda, which they weren't like torture collars, but still, putting shock collars on your dog or leashes on your kid are very abusive personality traits, and it says that this person doesn't have communication skills. That's what it says. It says if Maggie had a whole backyard to run around in, why was she in this cage? It wasn't a tiny cage, but why was she in this cage? If my father didn't like Rhoda going in the kitchen, then he needs to train the fucking dog in a humane way that shows love and compassion, and not zap, 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 even though the shocks weren't fatal. It shows that my father doesn't have communication skills, and it also shows when they're paying off people in the judicial system to do what's being done to my life, it shows the same communication towards Kevin Perlman since 5 years old, like you're just a dog and we're going to keep fucking zapping you. And then they're probably going to make up lies how I tore people's throats out and I'm crazy and this and that. Okay? Because they're fucking full of shit. In my life, if you fart, it goes from here to there. If you fart, you try to gas a bunch of Jews or something. Okay? When the reality of the situation is, it's just a little fucking gas that came out of your ass. Okay, so I'll leave it there. It is September 10th, 2019. There is still these worldwide groups, and in their anger and rage, your kind can't exist, and we're going to try to force you into a mental institution for reasons I can't comprehend, and they're trying to cover up the daily 42-year horrific events they've done to me and make me look like a violent paranoid schizo or crazy, hence why the judicial system is writing up falsified reports and things like this, right? Hence why the police follow me from public place to public place every day of my life, not every day, but fucking shitloads, trying to set me up and trying to get reactions because they want to cover up their mass crime spree against me. And they've already taken it to the full level of fabricating police reports, intentionally losing cases, intentionally losing appeals with lawyers, paid off lawyers, and then they're going to say, well, Kevin, you're committing a crime by talking negatively about the people coming in your life trying to have you killed, eradicated, or locked in cages your entire life, or mental institutions. Well, I'm fucking sorry. People generally aren't allowed to hunt people down trying to lock them in cages or mental institutions or kill them. Period. Or try to control people in any level, whether it be psychological murder operations, using shock collars, mental shocks with psychological triggering, whatever the fuck, shoving cattle prods up someone's ass every 10 minutes saying, I'm just trying to control you. Those are all fucking the crime of all crimes. And then their cover-ups, of course, it's because Kevin's controlling. Right? All these fucking things are the same. Someone will physically attack me, look what Kevin did. Someone will come in my life to skull fuck me to death like the Skylar, Stephanie on IRC in 97 or whatever. I'm doing something to her by walking away. All of them are the same exact Mathematical template from person to person. Hunt down and eradicate Kevin. Lock him in jail cells, mental institutions. Stop him from breathing. Whatever. Okay, so now I understand that these video blogs might sound harsh, but this is a very harsh situation, and it's unheard of. And when you have a planetary scale of we're going to rid you of the world against one person, 1,000,000 times greater than what Adolf Hitler did, because it's an entire planet against one fucking person, there is no crime larger than this. Now they can say, Kevin, you're crazy and this and that. This is why they're fabricating false police reports to try to make me look violent, because they don't want the truth coming out. And that's it. And at every turn, my family and friends, I don't have them anymore, because your friends don't tell you that you need to do what they say or they'll eradicate you. Your friends say if anyone wants to hurt you, that's unacceptable. Okay, so that's it. And I will end this here. And there'll probably be some issue how I'm committing crime by exercising my First Amendment, having crazy sounding video blogs, which are the truth. And remember, even if I'm crazy, that's not a crime. The only crime is to commit a crime, and the crime of trying to mentally batter someone quiet for what he knows. That is also the crime of all crime, especially with worldwide support. So that's it for this entry.